Welcome to On Location. We are here with Murray. He's a comedian. He has done a lot of amazing stuff, and he's here to share his story with us. Murray, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Pleasure all mine. Thank you.
Good. So tell me about yourself. What you do?
Well, I guess I do make people laugh, but I'm not exactly a comedian. I make silly commercials and such. And I've been in a little bit of TV and film.
Yeah.
I started in the industry just almost 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
With TV and film with Trisco Talent in Vancouver.
Yeah.
They plucked me off the beach. They asked me to be an actor, so I started acting.
Yeah.
And landed at some things.
So wait a minute.
Yeah.
So when they plucked you off the beach, what were you doing on the beach? What were you doing? Okay, tell me about. Okay, you know what? Let's talk about that day.
Okay.
What you were doing, what you were thinking, and then how it all happened.
Cool. Okay.
Run me through the experience.
I was coaching beach volleyball on Kitsilano Beach down in Vancouver.
I love Kitsilano.
Nice. Yeah, I love it there too. And I originally moved there for volleyball.
Yeah.
I used to be a beach volleyball player. I played indoor professionally over in Europe after I played in Canada.
Are you serious?
College, university, and then professional overseas.
There's so many stories here.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Let's talk about this, then we go back to the volleyball stuff.
Okay, so fast forward to beach, coaching beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Back pain and all that, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life.
Yeah.
Will I go back into competing for volleyball internationally or whatever? I was 38 years old at the time.
Wow.
37.
You were a youngling.
Yeah. So I'm 42 now. And I started training. There were some national team beach volleyball guys in Vancouver training there.
Yeah.
So I started training with them, and I started thinking, okay, I'm going to go compete internationally. Then I hurt my back again.
Yeah.
So fast forward to being on the beach where I was coaching. I wasn't playing anymore. I was on the beach coaching a bunch of adults. And the short story is that I got plucked off the beach, but the long story is this one. So I was coaching these adults, and one of the adults became my friend, and his girlfriend was an assistant to one of the best agents in Vancouver, Natasha Trisco with Trisco Talent in Vancouver. So then he asked me if I would be interested in becoming an actor, and if so, contact the girlfriend.
Yeah.
So long story short, I said yes. I signed a contract. And I landed my first audition, and my first commercial audition. I got a Nissan Titan truck commercial.
So let's talk about some of your first experiences with filming.
With filming?
Yeah, with being part of these things.
Okay,
how was the experience? How did you feel? Was it exciting for you? Was it stressful?
It was amazing. I was an introvert growing up.
Yeah.
But I love the attention. I learned that as long as I know what I'm doing or what I'm saying. So get plucked off the beach, go into the office on the Monday morning, sign, and I was all excited. Yeah. And then I go home. Natasha Trisco said, "You need a headshot and fill out this online profile, and then we can submit you for auditions." So I took my own headshot with my iPhone, put a black shirt on, smiled, took my headshot, and then the next day I filled out my online report, and the next day I got an audition.
Oh wow!
And then it was for a truck commercial. I didn't know what truck commercial. Yeah. And then I got the call back. My agent was excited. So this is a short story long now. She was excited that I even got the call back. Yeah. And then I said, "I don't know what to do." She said, "Just do the exact same thing." So I went back into the waiting room, and there's people everywhere. So I was excited about that. And then I get into the room to perform with the cameras and everything. I just did the same thing and did what they told me to. And then fast forward a couple more days, which was about a week after I signed with Trisco Talent. Yeah. I get a phone call while I was coaching beach volleyball, but it was perfect timing. It was just so synchronistic. Yeah. I always, at the end of each practice, I would talk about everything and then give some homework and then say, "Okay, have a good day, everybody, cheer." Yeah. And then my phone started ringing right after this. And I look at the phone, I hadn't saved my agent's number at that point. Yeah. Answer it. "Murf." That's my nickname, Murf. "Murf, you got the job. Yeah. You got the gig. Yeah. So I got the first ever audition I landed. And that just felt like fate, and I felt like I loved the whole process. Yeah. And then I got the job, and now that was in 4+ years ago. Almost 5 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the first time.
Yeah.
When you went into the room.
Yeah.
Tell me about the whole experience, because it's very it's not easy. Tell me about how were the lights, how were people behaving, how was your experience, what were you feeling? Because the first time is always the most interesting time, right?
Yeah, wow, interesting you bring that up, because I will never forget this. Yeah. So I walked into the room. Yeah. So it was a big waiting room.
Oh, what were you wearing?
Oh shoot!
Were you wearing like?
It might have been very similar to this. Might have been my black shirt. I've always loved Johnny Cash, Man in Black. I don't know, I like black.
Johnny
So
Cash.
probably black, probably something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have your cowboy hat on when you?
No, not then.
Okay.
Yeah, this became my lucky cowboy hat later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I started TV and film. So I walk into the waiting room where there's a whole bunch of people sitting there. A lot of people seemed nervous and everything, but I felt comfortable. I was excited, but I was managing my anxiety with my breath and just.
Yeah. How were you doing that?
Oh, just
breathing
the love and the light from above and below, and just keeping myself grounded, like the old hippie that I am. Middle age, right?
And meditation is very good for you, right?
Yeah,
So,
So I was in the room excited. All these unique looking people. I don't want to say from the whole spectrum.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to say like beautiful to the opposite, but beautiful to and all different. Yeah. So, anyways, I go into the room they call my name. I go into the room, and I had no lines or anything. And I just had to do what they told me, and that's what my agent said. Just do what they say. Yeah. So I get into the room, similar to this, with cameras and lights set up. Yeah. And then in the callback, there was 3 people behind, and the director was in LA or wherever. Yeah. He was somewhere else, so he was just via video, but he was talking through the speaker. And I just was breathing and just trying to remain calm and cool and collected, and just did what they said.
Did the lights bother you in your face?
No, nothing.
Okay.
No, because when I played volleyball in Europe and stuff, and university and college, and beach. Anyways, there's always people and distractions, but I never got distracted. I just could zone right into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was your first experience?
That was my first experience. Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
Oh yeah. So I got the audition, the callback, the job. Yeah. After that, okay, so you got the job. So I answered the phone on the beach. You got the job. Whoa, okay. I left about 2 or 3 days later, something like that, and flew to Calgary. And I get off the plane. There's this guy holding a sign with my name. Yeah. I was like, wow. And
it's like the movies.
Yeah, it was amazing. And it felt like that. And then they take me driving in this nice vehicle, and he gives me an envelope full of cash. Well, it was like $350 or something. Yeah.
The way you said full of cash, I'm like, oh, he got like 10,000.
So not tons.
It's like envelope for cash.
Yeah. I didn't expect it though. It was my per diem, I guess, for 3 days. Yeah. 1 day travel. Yeah. And then they pick me up at the airport. We go do our wardrobe that day. Yeah. Try on all these different clothes, and then they drive me and this other guy out to Kananaskis. Yeah. Put us up in this nice place owned by Ryan Pomeroy, a buddy of mine. Anyways. Yeah. And then the next day we did this 15 hours of shooting at the location from the movie The Revenant. Yeah. The location at the beginning of the movie where they're fighting, and then the ship goes. Anyways, we filmed in the same location.
So 15 hours?
About 15 hours. It was about a 15 hour.
So 15 hours?
Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe 12 hours.
Non-stop, right?
It was early in the morning until late. Yeah.
It was non-stop, right?
It was pretty easy though.
Did you get breaks, to eat and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. People don't realize that, in the film industry, because everything is so expensive, you have to shoot as much as you can per day, right? Yeah. And sometimes it's very stressful. Sometimes the crew, people get angry. It's crazy.
That was happening around me.
Are you serious?
I was all excited. I'm like, wow, but there's people. The first AD was and the director. I shouldn't even talk about it because
it's normal. Well, like on our sets, nobody fights. Everybody laughs. Yeah. Because everybody's so relaxed,
Exactly.
But in a lot of sets, because people are stressed out, they get angry and then lash at each other. So talk about some of that. Nobody knows about. I've seen it a lot. Like directors screaming at quiet, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess I can't mention names or anything.
Yeah, don't know names.
But there was some bickering going back and forth. Yeah. But from my perspective, I was just sitting there, grateful, eating this free food. Yeah. When I'd walk out of the warm tent, they'd have an umbrella over my head. Yeah. So I was loving it.
Umbrella over your head? Yeah. They treat you like royalty. How is that possible? Really, umbrella over your head?
Actually, because I'd go from the tent, umbrella to the truck, and sit in the truck. Then they would take videos from all different angles and stuff.
Did they have, was it a hot day?
No, it was a cold, little rainy day.
Okay, that's why. They didn't want the makeup to go. They put makeup on you, right? Yeah. That's why. They didn't want the makeup to come off, right?
Yeah, and the hair.
Okay, so I understand now. I thought they loved you so much. They had an umbrella on you. Right? This guy, he's our golden goose.
But it was interesting, though, because they did all this full day of shooting. Yeah. And then I only saw one version of it. It was online, of the commercial, the Nissan Titan commercial. And they could only see me from a distance. I still got my full pay and everything, but you could barely see me. But then I heard from an actor friend who was in the Seattle airport, and she saw a different version. She saw the one where I was driving. So because it was a U.S. national commercial, so I never actually saw the commercial except for one little version. Oh, just interesting.
You should be able to look it online, I guess, right?
Yeah, there is a website on, I forget at the moment, but it's on there, or it was anyways.
So that was your first experience.
First experience.
Okay, let's move to the future. Let's go forward now. Cool. What are some of the things that happened? It seems like it's exciting, right? So
thanks. Yeah. So that was very exciting. Like, whew, okay. Yeah. I thought I was just going to go straight to a full-time
to the
career.
top. Yeah. Here I come.
Yes, and then 50 auditions later, I get my next job. Maybe I might be exaggerating, but it took me a while to get my next. I got humbled. So I got my first job. Yeah. My first audition, and then maybe it was 20.
How much did you get paid? How much was the first money?
That was about $8,000.
$8,000?
Yeah.
For how many hours for filming?
It was 3 days total. 1 day travel, 1 day filming. Yeah. Maybe say 12 hours. I don't know. It was a long day. Yeah. And then 1 day travel back.
That's amazing. $8,000 is good. Like
it was pretty good. It was ended up being, forget exactly, but because they played it again. Yeah. So they owned my rights for a certain amount. Then they pay me again.
Oh wow.
So it was like day rate of $1,000 or something plus 2,500 or 2,800 or something. I forget exactly, but it all added up to around $8,000.
No, it's a good. I mean, it's a good amount, right? So so that's good to know.
Yeah. So reoccurring would be nice.
So what happened? So you went there. You're like, oh man, I'm on top of the world. Yeah. I'm gonna get all the big contracts and all that, and then boom, like there's nothing for what? How long didn't you had contract for before you go to the next step? Oof. Was it like 6 months, 5 months?
3 or 4, maybe. I wish I knew exactly.
Okay, let's say 3.
But less than 6 for sure.
Less than 6.
But from my perspective, I was getting lots of auditions. Yeah. And I was close a bunch of times. I got a bunch of callbacks. I was put on hold, and I was close. Oh man. So I was getting the attention and getting to know people. But it was very humbling. So close, and then no. So close, and then no. And then I landed another commercial. Yeah. And then I was like, okay. And then it's hard to even remember it all because it happens so much. When I look that way, I guess it's looking into my memory, hey? Yeah. Then I landed a commercial where I was a victim of a car crash.
Actual victim of a car crash or in a movie?
Pretend victim.
The way you said it, I thought, you went there, they told you to drive and then you crashed accidentally. Oh, yeah. I was like, that explains, So, how did that go? Talk about the whole point. Did they probably put different type of makeups on you, right?
The same, yeah.
Was it like blood and things like that? Or
no, this was more after the fact. So like, hi, my name is, I think I said my real name in the commercial. Hi, my name is Murray, and I was in this car crash. Yeah. Thankfully to so-and-so insurance agency or whatever, I was able to get $500,000, and now I can live my life. Yeah, so it was, but they didn't pay me $500,000.
How much did they pay you?
That one was just a couple grand or something.
$500,000. Hey, give me $500,000.
So that was just
for $500. I would even come in with the neck brace and the whole. They helped me.
Yeah, so that was fun. But then I wanted to get into more TV and film. I'm like, commercials is fun and all, but now it's fun. If we fast forward to what Jeff and I are doing, the local commercials, that's so fun. But after that second commercial I did, then I was interested in getting into TV and film. Yeah. And I was writing a script at the time about some bikers and stuff. Yeah. I realized I didn't want to be involved. Like, okay, this is almost too real, too close to home. I don't even want to. But in that process, I don't want to mention names or stories or anything.
No, we don't want to.
Exactly.
No.
So I'm like, okay, I don't even want to tell the story. It's like, but the interesting part about this is, so yes, I started TV and film. So first commercials, and then I got into TV and film. Yeah. And my agent said, okay, well, now you need to start training. Oh. So I started training 3 days a week with Rick Tay from Vancouver. He's a great acting coach. Started training, learning about TV and film and auditioning, the auditioning process, while I was writing about this biker TV show I wanted to do. And then the first thing I landed was a feature film, indie feature film as a biker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was like, whoa. That was about a month and a half or so after I started writing about it. So it happened, felt like it came to fruition. It was really weird. But then I scrapped that because I didn't want that to come back to me or anybody I know, the whole biker story.
Yeah.
And okay, then I switched it to a cowboy theme.
Yeah.
And then a month and a half or two after that, I landed my biggest TV show I've ever had. It's a small series, a small role, but I was a cowboy.
Oh, that's what you had.
Yeah. And then it's like, wow. So now I look like a cowboy apparently.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of live the lifestyle. I don't ride a horse to work or anything, but.
Well, you can't ride a horse
yeah.
anymore.
so yeah, there's a lot of something going on. So now this is my lucky cowboy hat. So things like this, I will wear my hat.
That's amazing. So, what was the role in that thing? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the whole experience. Let's talk about the audition.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's talk about what happened when you got it, and let's talk about the whole experience, the lighting, the makeup. Okay. Let's go through all of it.
Okay. Maybe you might have to keep me on track. So audition. So first, the audition. My agents. Oh yeah, you got a cowboy audition, and all I knew in the audition, they told me had to pretend to whittle wood. Yeah. So in the audition, whittling wood, and you get up.
What is whittling wood?
Carving wood into something. Yeah. So in the audition, I just grabbed my TV remote and a toothbrush or something, and I was just pretending to. So I set up the camera over here, just pretending to whittle, and I had to look mean. So I was like this. If you say that's the camera, I'm going like, and I was whittling. So I was whittling like this.
Yeah.
And then I see somebody I was supposed to be mad at or whatever, or kill or whatever. And so I get up and walk towards her. Yeah. This ain't no game, hon. And that was the whole audition.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. so then.
How many times do you have to do it?
Just once.
Just once?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'll backtrack a little bit, okay?
Go ahead.
So I went in an audition about a week before that,
Yeah.
where it was the same TV show, and I went in, and I was supposed to be saying goodbye to my dead girlfriend or something. And I actually teared up. I pretended it was my dad that was dying. That's like the most sad thing, one of the most sad things.
What's
for
the hardest thing to do to go emotional?
So I went emotional. I was like, whoa, I did it. And they loved it. Yeah. But I didn't get the job, but I got this audition for the cowboy. And then.
So you cried for nothing?
Yeah.
You cried? Okay.
Yeah. At first I was disappointed. I'm like, oh, I didn't get the gig. But then I got this. So they must have been like, okay, he looks like a cowboy. Let's give him an opportunity for this cowboy role.
You don't want to cry as a cowboy.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So I got the cowboy audition and went in, and I got the job right away. Oh, wow. So I did exactly what, I stood up all like, this ain't no game, hon, and did my thing. And they hired me as the murderous ghost cowboy in the hotel from The Shining.
Murderous ghost cowboy. Why ghost cowboy? Why ghost cowboy?
Yeah, because there's a hotel from like Jack Nicholson, or is it Jack Nicholson? Jack Nicholson, the actor. Yeah. There's this horror called The Shining, and they were remaking the TV show version, like they're continuing the story. Yeah. So there's this hotel with a bunch of ghosts, and I was one of the ghosts.
Oh, wow.
But there's some big actors. Christina Ricci was in it. Yeah. Victoria Justice was in it. Yeah. This guy from Spider-Man, I forget his name right now. I was the fifth, small role, but it was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, wow. Did you get to interact with them? Or?
Yeah, interact. I didn't film with Christina Ricci, but Victoria Justice and the guy from Spider-Man, which his name is slipping me. Yeah. So we got to hang out all day. That was fun. Just one day filming. Yeah.
You should call him right now.
If I had his number, I would.
You should call him right now. Yeah. Prank call him right now.
I would if I had his number. Yeah.
So imagine we prank call him right now. Say, look, you got the audition. Yeah. There's some movie that we were looking for a long time. Now you're accepted. Just wanted to know, blah blah. How do you feel? Let them talk, and then we see what happens.
That'd be cool. That's cool. Nice. So did I answer your questions? Audition. I think I got it.
So audition, and then let's talk about the experience of being on the set. How was it? Was it different than the other set? Was there different makeup, different people working on you? Because now you're going to something bigger, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that experience.
Cool. Right? Okay. So during the commercial, we had a tent with heaters. Yeah. But in the TV show.
Well, tent with heaters. Was it cold?
It was cold, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't complain. But most of the other actors are complaining. Because how could they complain about this? We're making good money.
No, because they're used to it, right?
Yeah. I guess. Eh? I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. Can I have some more free food? Can I take something to go? So then fast forward to the TV show. Yeah. I get there and I have my own trailer. Not the whole trailer, but there's a door that said cowboy on it. Yeah. I was like, wow. So I sit in there. Yeah. They put my cowboy boots in there. Not mine, the ones I tried on at wardrobe. Cowboy boots, fresh socks, I think they might have had like, deodorant and whatever. They had a bunch of stuff laid
Yeah.
out, and I was just loving that experience. And then they came, they'd tell me what to do, so they'd come, like, what's the third AD, I think it was, would come. I know more about the process now, but at the time, somebody came to get me, took me for coffee, and showed me where all the food was and everything.
Yeah. You keep talking about food.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing for you.
When
like
there's free food, I guess I just love it. Yeah. So
I work for food.
Yeah. Then show me the green room.
Yeah.
I would, yeah. And
you shouldn't have said that. Now everybody's gonna call you. Yeah. You're gonna get so many calls. Hi, how are you? We heard that you want to work for food. Look, we got.
I do work for my passion, so I need to learn more. Okay, more when it comes to abundance. Like
You have to make money. That's the end of the line, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you're putting your energy out, right? You're talented, right? And then you're charging for your talent. You have to get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So.
Which
But if you work for food, we have a couple of positions, Jeff and I.
Okay, well, we'll talk after. We'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah, sweet. So so then fast forward to when they came to get me from my cowboy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
in
talk
the
about
trail.
the makeup, the whole. What was different? Also, the difference between this one and then the other one, because I imagine that you're working on a bigger production, right? Things are going to be more like I guess more advanced or intense or something like that.
It seemed like that everything was just bigger.
Yeah.
So from the tent to my own little space with the cowboy on the door, and makeup. There was 2 chairs this time, bigger trailer, and then first they did my hair, then they moved me over and would do my makeup, and then Victoria Justice came in. The first time I ever saw her, I'm like, who is this? She's cool. And I don't know, it's just not a huge difference in hair and makeup, but just bigger. And then I met a famous person, which was cool. And she was really nice. Everybody was super nice. But there were so many people on set. So we were filming in a big house in Vancouver. And there was about 100-something people. And at that time, it blew my mind.
Oh my God. 100 people extra?
No, just like everybody on the call sheet was there. So there was so many people. There was only 4 actors, though.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the
4
crews,
actors
right?
that day. Yeah, the crew.
So there's 100 people?
Probably about that,
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It was crazy.
You don't need that many people.
I know, it's crazy, eh?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I looked at the call sheet later. I'm like, wow, there's a ton of people. There's more than 100 people on the call sheet.
Were everybody relaxed or were they angry?
Oh, then again, there was 2. I don't really want to say
No,
this.
it's okay.
But there was 2 people on set that were definitely like, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I see.
But now fast forward to what I'm doing now with, as you know, the high pressure. I get the high pressure stuff though.
I guess it's stressful. So the role of the director on set is, everybody else makes sure the director is relaxed, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to come on set. The camera guy doesn't know what he's doing. The sound guy doesn't know what he's doing. Everybody is like, because then you have people managing these people, right? So your job as a director is just to deal with the actors, right? And then check out the shots, right? Because if you're stressed out, the actor, they're gonna feel that, and it's gonna be crap, right? So that's why everybody tries so hard to make sure that everything is easy, so the director can do his job, make sure everything is good. That's it, right? If the director has to worry about any of the stuff, it's gonna be a terrible set. So sometimes there's fights because of that. Right?
I see, that's
the cinematographer is not doing their job. Somebody else recorded, but there's no sound, right? There's all the crazy stuff.
The high, I see.
And then they go crazy because you're paying a lot of money to these people that are professionals to do their job professionally. And when they don't do that, sometimes it's annoying because every minute on the film set, his money is going, right? It's like, it's crazy how much people are getting paid, right? So that's why sometimes there's angers and things like that. So let's talk about the other stuff.
Yeah, okay. Okay, what other stuff?
So this one was a much bigger set than the other one, right?
Yeah.
So talk about the differences. Like,
okay. Yeah. See.
Were they constantly touching you up and things like that, or?
They were, because I was doing this naturally.
Yeah. No,
I want the consistency. So I like, don't touch yourself. Okay, so they come up and fix. Because they wanted me more like a crazy looking cowboy.
Like a ghost, right? So.
And I felt natural like this.
Yeah.
So yeah. What was interesting though was they did, maybe this was part of the argument going on set, which I don't want to talk about, but
no, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, okay. There was a bunch of different, they did a whole bunch of takes of my character, and they were trying new things and throwing it, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this. So everything was taking longer. So I understand why people were probably upset. Don't remember who, but anyways. But they took all these different shots of me.
Yeah.
So I thought I would be in a bunch of the show.
Yeah.
But really, I thought I'd have
Just a
lots
tiny
of,
segment, right?
Yeah, just a couple little tiny segments. It's like, whoa, how much filming there was compared to what actually
Came out.
Yeah, couldn't believe it.
Well,
Yeah.
usually, like, if you're good at your stuff, you know exactly what you want, right?
Yeah,
Usually,
yeah.
you have everything is already pre.
Oh,
Sometimes there is some improvising and things, but usually you know exactly what you want because these things are pre-planned, like literally 1 year before, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes
yeah.
they change it just a little bit, but not like the way you're talking about. You know, so
Well, I see. So maybe that was part of,
that's why they got pissed off. Like,
Maybe, yeah. Because it was, I remember it was taking like way longer than they were thinking.
Yeah, oh man, I remember some of those days.
Yeah.
It was tired, it was hungry, you know, it's cold.
Yeah.
People were getting angry. There was one director we were working on. We were working with like literally like the people. They just wanted to like really like I don't want to say it, but they wanted to take care of him. They were. It was like anger on set. Like it was crazy. Like it was just oh my god.
Yeah.
We had to shoot the same. Like I don't know. He didn't know. I think what he was doing. So he made us like shoot something like literally 20, 30 times, right? Everybody's tired, everybody's pissed off because then you have to, you know, data transfer, you know, make up all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And the lights, nobody was using LED lights, right? We were using halogen lights, those giant lights. It's hot. Everybody's like, you know, everything's melting, right? And then the main character is in a big, like a suit, like a big, like a bear suit, right?
Yeah.
So it's hot inside. It's like, I'm dying in here. Help me. Help me. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
When you had to go to the bathroom, we all had to like wait literally for like 30 minutes. You had to go take all this stuff out, you know, get all this stuff, come back, you know, make sure everything is perfect for continuity, bring it back, set up. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
He left, I think. He never came back. After he never worked with that director again.
He's like, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, imagine, right? You know, in a hot suit and then all these lights around you, right? So it was fun. There's a lot of funny things that happen on set, right?
So now when we see something that's good on set, we love it. Hey?
Yeah.
I got to jump into. So I worked on set last year. I just joined behind the camera. So I'm still doing lots of auditions, not getting a ton of work in front of the camera. I'm like, okay, why don't I jump behind the camera? Yeah. So I went to in locations for a show called Lucky Hank. Yeah. Bob Odenkirk. Yeah. He's the #1 actor, and he's the one who put the money in, I believe. And he hired everybody he loved, basically, and they hired who they loved. And it was an amazing set, and everybody was positive, and it was awesome on set.
Yeah, when you're positive.
Yeah.
First, you know, the most important thing is that it takes a long time to find the right crew.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, on big projects, it's very hard to manage to bring the right crew. But if you have the right crew, and everybody is on par with what you want to do, and you pay everybody really well, people are happy to work with you, right? Yeah. And then there's a lot of people like what we do, everything we do. It has to have some kind of benefit to the society. It has to be something positive. Like I will not make any movies or anything like that is not beneficial, right? So everybody's on par with that. So when people work together, everybody's laughing, joking, enjoying all that stuff, right? Yeah. And it's such a good experience than going on sets when everybody's pissed off and they hate the project.
Yeah.
It's totally like, it's crazy. Like it's like a black hole of negativity. It
doesn't work, hey?
It doesn't, right? People are just angry.
Yeah. Like this interview, this is so negative. Can't even joke. Cool. Well, thanings for your time. Yeah.
Where are you going, man? You know, this is just the beginning.
I know, I'm just expressing. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so you were behind the camera. Were you filming? What were you doing behind the camera?
Just in locations. So I was an entry-level job just to get my foot in the door to get to know people.
Okay, so you were just going on locations, or were you managing the location?
No, I wasn't managing. No, I was just one of the entry-level locations in the morning. No, not a gaffer. Where I would be doing traffic in the morning, and then I'd have my area to make sure the garbage cans are empty. Well, first off, the generators are on.
Oh,
that's the electrician that did the generators, but they'd turn the generators on. I'd make sure the heaters are working, and the tents are up, the chairs are up, and the garbage cans and all that kind of stuff.
It's so fun. Movie sets are so fun. There is one thing is you never get bored of it.
No.
There's always a new experience, and there's so many things you can learn, right? And the technology keeps advancing, right?
Yeah.
Now they're using, I think, more LED lights, right? Before it was all these giant halogen lights. I think they're still using it, but it was so hot. Right, and then you had to, anywhere you used to go, if you didn't have the generators, if you go to buildings, you had to make sure the breakers could handle all these lights. Sometimes, they would go out.
No wonder they make a lot of money, those electricians. They're there at the very beginning, before everybody else, and at the very end.
Yeah.
It's like they have long days, and the truckers have long days too.
Yeah. They have to make sure nothing burns up, right? What if, what if the things cannot handle it and then you have a fire, right?
Yeah.
Who's to blame, right? So they make sure. It's very important. Imagine, imagine your city's burning.
Yeah.
Everybody's running around, right?
Which is kind
100 people.
which is kind of happening right now with the strike, hey? Everything's like, whoa.
Yeah.
The TV and film strike.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
think it got to do with the AI.
Yeah, I don't really know. I haven't asked too many questions.
Although AI is kind of taking over everyone's job, right?
Yeah.
And he has like access to everything, right? He could do things like 100 times better than us. Well, no,
Yeah.
I'm under exaggerating.
But-
A million times better than us
but,
when it comes
yeah.
to writing. People
Yeah.
are making like codes and apps and things within like seconds and things like that, right?
It's crazy, eh?
So totally, you're going into a new, we're going to uncharted territories right now.
Yeah, hopefully we can learn to work with the AI, eh?
Yeah, but of course you have to work with it, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, whose job is in danger next, right?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
even like there was a lawyer. He created this AI. I don't know. He did some plugin and it created a version of the AI, and he was fixing the cases better than any human.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's so like it's crazy because he has access to all the law.
He knows
right?
it all.
Yeah, it comes out right as a
Yeah.
human. If you're a lawyer, right, like all the codes, all the books.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I'm paging it. No, this thing does it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And there's no like, it's crazy. In some countries, I'm gonna not name.
Yeah.
In some countries, they're actually making the judge AI.
Oh, wow.
So you go in front of an
Makes
AI
sense.
judge, right? But they can make mistake. It's not perfect, right?
Yeah.
So what if you made a mistake? Somebody, right? It's not like
Yeah.
there's no emotion.
No compassion or
Yeah,
anything.
there's zero emotion. It's all logical, right?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't take to account, the emotional side of things,
Yeah.
And it's just like very logical. You did this. Get out. Oh God.
Yeah.
That's crazy when you think about it, right?
That is crazy.
Okay, so talk about what happened after that, after this.
Okay, so commercials and then TV and film started, and then I did the cowboy with the biker, and then the cowboy, and then I did this little project for. It was one scene we did. We were starting.
Yeah.
It was potentially going to be more of a show, but where I was a heavy in a prison, so I was a tough guy in a prison.
Okay.
And then after that, I realized because 3 negative things in a row, bang, bang, bang. Because I would get myself pretty much method. I'd get myself in character. I'd study what a badass person in jail would be doing. So I'd get myself in that headspace. Even though I'm really positive, I felt the energy or just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So I went and lived on the island for a month. I rented a house for a month on the island and was just decompressed. This was in December of a couple of years ago, after I did those 3 roles. Went decompressed. And then after that,
Did it take a heavy toll on you? Those
not heavy, but
mentally?
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just negative.
Yeah.
Because I'm always in my mind like, okay, happy-go-lucky, I love everybody.
Yeah.
And then when I had that mindset, it was more like, okay, if this guy tries something, like like that kind of mentality, I'm like, whoa, okay.
It's crazy how your brain works, right? Because you can't change the crystals in your body with your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
So when you think negative, they become like almost like vicious, right?
Yeah.
And it takes a total energy, bad energy. There's a guy, I don't know if I can name him, Greg Braden. He studied the DNA. He was a NASA scientist, and find out that the DNA shrinks and extends, right? When the DNA extends, there's antennas within the DNA that makes you feel the energy outside of you. That's when you feel like love and calm and peace, right?
That's what I prefer.
When you get stressed out, that DNA shrinks. It doesn't have access to those.
Makes sense.
It doesn't have access to everything, right?
Oh.
So what happens, anytime you get stressed out, the DNA shrinks for 48 hours.
Okay.
The only way to bring it back, if you have to meditate or think about positive stuff, to slowly to open. And I think sometimes you're always in that compress, and then that's when bad things keep happening, right? Injuries, right? Because you don't have access to your full, I guess, energetic stuff, right? So
That makes a lot of sense.
it's crazy. So that makes sense. So 3 months, 1 month, you said, how long?
I just left for 1 month, but then I didn't have any auditions for a couple months.
Yeah.
Couple months because it was January, February, slow season. But then things started coming back, and I auditioned for a golf commercial.
Yeah.
And At the time,
I've seen some of your golf.
oh, did you?
Yeah,
The
it's
very
funny.
first, yeah, thanks. So the first one I ever did before with Jeff, before the stuff I did with Jeff
Yeah.
and Aberdeen, auditioned for this golf commercial. I had a beard at the time. That's what I was wearing as the ghost cowboy and the jail guy, the heavy and the cowboy, and I mean the biker. Anyways, I shaved into a mustache.
Yeah.
And that's what I figured they would need for this character.
Yeah.
They hired me for the job, and the director, he was fantastic. Their set was amazing. They were super happy and everything. And he helped create my character to bring out that silliness in me.
Yeah.
And I loved the result of what he made.
Yeah.
So after that, I'm like, okay, the feedback I got from people in the process of being in this silly character, I loved it way more how I felt afterwards and during than when I was being the murderous ghost cowboy.
Yeah.
You know, I want to do both in my career.
Yeah.
But so now I know my characters.
Yeah.
So my commercial character is I could be professional if I needed to, whatever. But I like the silly, goofy golf character.
Yeah.
But my TV and film is going to be
Yeah.
maybe the cool uncle, whatever. But the tough guy, the biker, the cowboy, or whatever.
So let's talk about the character. How it was developed. How you I guess you advance the character, right? Once you have a character, you keep improving it, right? So let's talk about how you made a character. What is the character?
Yeah.
And then some of the things you added.
Yeah, well, I can't even take credit for that right away, except for the mustache.
Okay.
So the director, his name's Kevin.
Yeah.
He lives in Vancouver, and I forget his last name at the moment, unfortunately. But anyways, he totally developed my character for me.
Yeah.
I just went to set not knowing that the morning, so I went to set the morning of that golf commercial, not knowing what I was going to do. He just laid it all out for me, and he would direct me from behind the camera, and even before. So before every scene, he'd be, okay, this is what we're going for, and he would act it out. I'm a visual learner, and he's a good actor too. He would act it out. I'm like, oh. Okay, I'll do it like that.
Yeah.
So then so he just taught me along the way, and then I just kept going with that. Yeah. Then he hired me for another project actually, for this music video where I was a mattress, but he wanted the same silly character. Yeah. So I don't know.
Let's talk about the character. What does it wear? How does it talk? Let's talk about that stuff, right? Let's talk about the meat and the gravy. Is it meat and gravy? I guess. Yeah.
So for TV and film, I try to keep it more realistic. Yeah. For commercials, I just exaggerate everything. Yeah. So, am I even allowed to say this? We could cut out if, anyways. But I play like the dumb white guy. Yeah. So I over exaggerate everything. Yeah. So everything I do, just lumbering around, just oblivious. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's not much going on in his mind other than just being ridiculous and doing whatever he wants. So, like for example, this last commercial we did was a reel for Aberdeen. We're telling a story where there's these three guys about to golf, and there's a single that joins them. Some people, I know when I'm golfing, I prefer not to have the fourth come along, unless they're a cool guy. Yeah. So I come along in my character dressed up like Tiger Woods, thinking I'm the coolest guy alive. Yeah. And I come screeching in, like I just barge in, and basically act like a total oblivious dumbass. I don't even know how to explain the character. He's just silly and ridiculous.
What does the character wear? Red
shirt, if it's summertime, or wintertime. Big boots, big gum boots, because it's his favorite boots. They're big gum boots. So those are his favorite. That's what he wears. Shorts or pants with these big gum boots and a red shirt like Tiger Woods. You know. Yeah.
So where do you see this going in the future? Where are you going with this in the future? Like your whole career and then all of this stuff.
Yeah, good question. Good question. So I still don't really fully know. I'm putting my intentions out there to do my best in TV and film, whatever comes my way. But I would love to that character, the silly character, commercial character. I'd love to continue that on. Yeah. But I know that doesn't work with all the brands or all the companies. Yeah. I would like to work with some companies that don't want that character. So I should probably figure out a different character. Maybe just myself. Yeah. So. I just want to continue on with commercials and continue on with TV and film and then see where it goes. But I want to help people in the process too that want to become actors and stuff. Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. How are you going to do that? Let's talk about the process that you want to help people.
Oh, okay. So a studio like this. So now that I'm in my hometown, Prince George, And now I could live here because TV and film, I could audition via video.
Yeah.
So I could live at home. So I'm living home now.
Yeah.
Living at home in a studio space like this.
Yeah.
And I want to put the word out that, okay, who here in Prince George wants to become an actor?
Yeah.
Commercials, start with commercials. I think that's a good way to get used to it. And then get into TV and film.
Yeah.
And help them, my agent's on board with this too.
Yeah.
And help them get an agent. If my agent's not interested, she said she'll come up too.
Yeah.
Or we could just do Zoom calls. So long story short, everybody who's interested would come to the studio ideally, and then we could hook them up with an agent and then start them auditioning. And then I could help the auditioning process here in the studio.
That's good. That's perfect.
Help edit, help direct, stuff like that. Yeah.
It was fun, man. Yeah,
Thanks. So I'm just trying to keep going, and there's so much to do.
It's such a vast, what's it called? Vast area, right? That there's so many opportunities in every directions of it, right? So that's the fun thing about it. And then you never get bored. Like the good thing about this industry is you never get bored, right? Every part of it, there is something new, or there's always something new to learn, right? So there's no boredom. I get bored very easy. I don't know what you. Like,
I do too if I don't like it. Oh yeah.
I just like zone out.
Yeah.
I'll be like that character.
Totally. So that is part me too. Because if I'm not interested in something, I'm definitely like up in my own world in my own head for sure.
So let's talk about some of the things that we haven't talked about. Let's talk about your volleyball journey.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that you were a champion, right? Were you volleyball championships and things like that?
I was considered
pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
So let's talk about how that started.
Okay.
Right, and then how far you went with it.
Okay.
That's very interesting.
Okay, can I jump way back?
You can go way back. I'm going to ask questions about your childhood too.
Okay, cool. Childhood.
Okay.
So I love sports, and I was an introvert actually, and I felt really comfortable playing sports.
Yeah.
So I just did a lot of that. Yeah. And the ADHD or whatever it is, I could give me a ball, I could just spend hours on it. Give me a hockey stick, whatever it is. So I love skiing.
I know what you mean. The ADHD is crazy.
Yeah.
It gives you laser focus, right?
Yeah, if you care, if you're passionate about it.
If you're passionate. If you're not passionate, God help you. Fall asleep, right?
Exactly. I'll pretend to. So all these different sports. I started skiing. Then I became,
So you started skiing first?
Yeah, well, I was playing baseball in the summertime, skiing in the wintertime, and volleyball, basketball during school, and golf for fun. And then skiing, I competed in the winter times, and then I started for Nancy Green, it's called. I did Nancy Green for 3 years, and then I did freestyle for 3 years. And first year of nationals when I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
I ended up, I used to do, there's 3 sports in freestyle, which was like ballet skiing.
Oh, you did ballet?
For skiing, I did.
Oh, ballet for skiing, that is hard.
So I was national champion. I got national champion.
You're a national champion?
Yeah, for youth national champion for ballet. 12.
We got that.
I think I won all 3 years in a row, or maybe I got silver 1 year.
Was it difficult to do it? I mean,
no, I just learned and I just did it.
I suck on snow, man. It's
Really?
just like I just don't like snow, and then I don't like sliding on it. I don't like falling on my ass on it. Right? It's like ding, It's like,
it was actually not so bad.
What did it take to get there? Like
just a lot to practice.
You practiced a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you have a good background with practicing and consistency.
Yeah,
which is very important, right?
And I was really coachable. I still am coachable. If I like the coach, if not, it's like, I got to change teams because so I did 3 years of that sport, and I got 9 national medals throughout those 3 years until I was 15, and then I started growing, so it was bad for my body. I was getting really bad knees and stuff.
Why? Because you have to do too much jumping up and down.
Yeah, so I was doing moguls and aerials and ballet.
Oh man, yeah.
So all those different sports, and all those,
So what is it really tough on the joints or what is it tough on?
Yeah, it was the joints because the moguls, bang, 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 and landing on aerials wasn't so bad, but it was just I think it's because I went so lean and thin so quick.
Yeah.
So my doctor said, just choose a different sport if you want to walk when you're older. But now I still have a bad back anyway.
Are you serious? Like, did they tell you this stuff? Like, if you...
Yeah. So then I really love volleyball, I really love baseball, I really love basketball and golf.
Yeah.
We won provincials for baseball. I was the winning pitcher when I was 15, something like that.
You said baseball?
Baseball, yeah. Okay. So I was a good baseball player too. Not one of the best, but I was one of the better I was already playing on the provincial team in grade 10 for volleyball.
Yeah.
So, long story short,
Yeah.
There was a scout for the big leagues, majors,
Yeah.
and he sat with me, he watched me pitch and stuff, and he talked to my parents, he talked to me, and because I wanted to be a pro athlete, and he said, okay, well, you're already one of the best volleyball players, and you're on the All-Star team for Prince George, but you're not one of the best baseball players.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have been, but if you want to go pro, it's way easier to play pro volleyball than pro baseball. Oh. So that
Which one pays more? The volleyball? I think the
baseball. Yeah, way more.
Right.
But I still have traveled the world and had a lot of fun. And so I chose volleyball, not necessarily for that reason alone, but I did love volleyball. And I continued to play provincial team, and then I went to college in Grand Prairie. Then I went to one of the best. They were one of the best colleges. Yeah. They still are an awesome college. And then I went to the University of Manitoba, which was the #1 team at the time. Yeah. And then I got recruited to play overseas from there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I played until I was 29. Yeah. Sweden for 2 years, Switzerland, the Netherlands.
So you went all over the world?
Yeah, it was good, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And played beach volleyball at the same time. Yeah. In Vancouver in the summer times. Yeah.
That is crazy. You must have a lot of. So talk about some of the experiences. Talk about some of the experiences in the different countries.
Yeah.
Because you know, when you live in one place, when you're born in one place and you stay here all the time, doesn't matter where you are. Your mind is kind of confined to the culture of that place. Yeah. What are some of the things you learned while you were traveling in different countries?
Wow. First thing that pops into my mind was I was always just like a loving and happy person. Because I remember when I was younger, I really wanted people to like me and stuff. Oh, yeah. Now I've come to that stage where, you know what, I still care a bit, but I'm really way less if people like me or not. I'm like, okay, the people that'll like me will like me. I'll just speak my truth and be my truth. But, okay, anyways, living in Europe, I just continue being my same person. And people like me there too. Like I got along with people even though
European culture is very different. Everybody's friendly.
Yeah. So they accepted me and I loved it and it was amazing. So that's my first year was Indonesia, and they were really receptive with me and my team and everything. So, but they didn't like us. How do I say this? I'll just tell you one story. So my mind's all over the map. There's so much I could tell you here, but so in Europe, I really got along with everybody. It was amazing. I had so many amazing experiences. In Indonesia, I got along with my team. The press was really good to us. They put us in the paper and on the billboards and stuff. We felt famous in Indonesia, and there was 5,000 to 10,000 fans every game in those little arenas. It was so cool.
10,000 fans.
Yeah, it was packed. It was amazing.
Oh my God. Man.
Yeah, it was so cool. But the only negativity I'd see is there was some negativity outside in Indonesia. I love the place, but so for example, we went to this one small town and we won we won away. Like we won. They
got mad because you won.
So
that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Surprised,
wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Were they trying to beat you up with baseball bats and things?
Well, yeah. No, not baseball bats, but they had plastic bottles, drinking bottles. Yeah. And so I'll set the scene. So in this like a Coliseum, like in Rome.
Movie white stuff.
Like a mini Coliseum version with a volleyball court in the middle. Yeah. 10,000 people or so in the stadium. Yeah. People, not even just in the seats, but like around the court and just standing room only and just packed. Super loud. It was awesome. People smoking cigarettes. It was just filled with smoke, and they're drinking these bottles, plastic bottles, thankfully. and then we won. And then right away, my teammates came over to me and they like rushed us out. And they're throwing the bottles. There's hundreds of bottles being thrown at us. Rain of bottles. So right under our bus, and we left. Yeah. It's like, that was just mind blowing. So other than that negative experience, and some other things when I was on the beach one day in Indonesia, he was showing me stuff and to buy, and he showed me a pair of glasses. And I said, I'm like, these are not bad. And then I don't think I had money at the time or something. Yeah. I said, I can't. Thank you anyways. And then he wouldn't take them back. And then he got really negative and really, I'm like, whoa. So I put them, and I'm like, get out of there.
Right, here you go, man.
Like, I don't want to mess with anybody. Yeah. Oh, and another story.
Oh, wow.
Is this cool if I just keep on?
No, go on. I love stories. Yeah.
Okay, cool. In Indonesia, every month at the time, we had to fly to Singapore and back to get our passport stamped. Yeah. But somebody from the club just took my passport because they thought they could get it stamped through their connections. Yeah. They couldn't. Yeah. So I got the passport back late, and they sent me to the airport. I had a driver too, a full-time driver.
Yeah.
Anyway, the driver drove me to the airport, dropped me off,
Yeah.
and I had a flight to Singapore and back.
Yeah.
But I get to security,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, your passport's expired." I'm like, whatever he said to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, uh-oh. He said, "You can either go into that room and talk to whoever I had to talk to.
Yeah.
Basically, like, you're screwed if you go that way, or you can go this way so I gave him like €250 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, I paid him off. And then I got on the flight, and then I came back, got my passport stamped. So after that, I'm like, I don't want to mess with, and I just want to do everything just,
Yeah.
it wasn't even my fault at the time, but
Yeah.
that negativity, I was like, what if I went into that room, So I had to pay off the guy at the airport, the security guard or whatever he was. Yeah. Can't really do that in North America, eh? But so then that was my first experience with volleyball. It was so intense.
What are some of the positive stuff in that same country?
Oh, same country.
Yeah.
The team and the management
Yeah.
treated us like gold. They put us up in this amazing 5-star hotel.
Oh, wow.
And wherever we went to eat,
Yeah.
we could save our receipts. They'd pay for us. There was masseuses. There was everything. I got asked for a special massage.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks anyways, I'm good. So I didn't go for the special massage.
You didn't know what it means, right?
I didn't know at the time.
Oh.
Well, I kind of knew, but I didn't really know. But I said, thanks, I'm good. But I want to tell this story so bad. But another professional is a woman that played on the women's team.
Yeah.
We all stayed in the same hotel because there was 3 teams in Jakarta at the time. Anyway, she went for the massage.
Oh my God.
And then she said yes to the special massage. I didn't know it was what. And I can't really tell the rest of the story. But then once she realized what was going on, she's like, whoa, thanks.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
So yeah, it's a mix of emotions in Indonesia. But yeah, it was hard to see all the poverty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's terrible.
It was
right?
really,
The contrast is insane,
Yeah.
right? And then we have the power, we have everything to make those things go away, right?
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. Hey?
Yeah, we can't talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a culture shock.
Yeah.
And when I went to Indonesia, lots of love, lots of, whoa, okay,
Duality,
I want to go home.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to go back to live in Prince George the rest of my life after that.
Oh,
Thank God
wow.
I didn't though. Because then next year I went to Sweden.
Oh, it was Sweden.
And it was just, it's amazing. It's amazing. I lived in a little village.
Yeah.
So we'd have, say, like from 500 to, or from 20 fans to 2,500 fans max or something.
Yeah.
Never 20, but 100 or 2 or 3, 4, 5, whatever. But we still felt like it wasn't big like Indonesia was with so many people. But they're small villages and they're super supportive.
Yeah.
The media loved us. We were helping out with the schools. We'd go at lunch hour. It was a couple times a week, I think we did it. We'd go at lunch hour and just play sports with the kids. It was so cool.
Yeah.
That'd be something cool to do in Prince George. So we really, we exactly inside.
Nobody wants to come out, man. I don't want to go out.
So Europe, I just love the whole European thing. 2 years in Sweden, a year in Switzerland, a year in the Netherlands.
Netherlands.
And
Netherlands.
Netherlands is awesome. They were so much fun.
Oh, sure. Good to know.
Yeah. Tallest people in the world apparently, and they were. I didn't feel tall there.
You're pretty tall. How tall are they?
6'3" only. I look more like 6'5" because I'm so lean.
You're 6'3", right?
Yeah.
So how taller were the Netherlands?
Well, one guy on our team was 7'1". He was a beast.
7'1".
Yeah.
7'1".
Yeah, he was huge.
Oh wow! Yeah. You had to climb him up to shake his hand.
But they play hard, party hard. The Dutch.
Yeah, the Dutch are right.
And very blunt.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from them because I'm not so. I'm more blunt now.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was blown away how Dutch they were. I mean, how Dutch they were. How blunt they were.
Some of the things, if you can say, some of the bluntness, like how is it?
Okay, for example, my coach, Ronald Zuidsma, he's amazing. He's a beauty of a coach.
Yeah.
But he got mad at us once because my buddy and I, he played for University of Hawaii back in the day.
Yeah.
And we were playing on the same team. We were roommates, and we wanted to spice it up. So we wore these big, colorful bands around our head, like Rambo, while we were playing. And we kind of came in silly, but professional. But maybe I learned a lesson after this. And we still played our best and everything, but then we lost. And then in front of the team after that, he's like, what were you, blah, 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 unloaded his feelings onto us. Basically, this loss is all yours. This is ridiculous that you guys would even come to the game. So that was the bluntness, just being like, don't do this again.
Yeah.
But I learned, oh yeah, why would we do this? We come to this team and then act like this? I don't know. So I more like just fell in line after that. You know? Don't need to. But same coach.
Yeah.
Do I say this? Yeah, who cares? It doesn't matter. Play hard, party hard. He would invite us. He helped us, not helped us. He accepted us to be part of his family, sort of.
Yeah.
He had my buddy, the guy who played for University of Hawaii,
Yeah.
and myself. Every Wednesday we'd go to his house for dinner,
Yeah.
but we'd also have drinks.
Yeah.
So every Wednesday, every Thursday we were hurting at practice. so we had a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Nice. I can just tell stories forever.
So what else happened after that?
Yeah, good question. Okay, well, I'll tell another story about living in the Netherlands. Came to the end of the season, and we weren't bad enough to get delegated, but we weren't good enough to make the top four.
Okay.
We were playing for 5th and 6th or something at the time,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a big deal to me at the time. But I was selfish in this decision. But when I quit skiing back in the day, one of my best buddies at the time, Chris Wong, he was competing as well in freestyle, and we said, if you ever make nationals, if you ever make the Olympics, I will come no matter what. So fast forward to when I was playing in the Netherlands. I was playing, end of the season came, we weren't going to get delegated, playing for 5th and 6th or whatever. And then my buddy makes the Olympics. 3 weeks before the Olympics, he makes the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, whoa. So there was no flights, no accommodation anywhere in Torino for Torino Olympics.
Yeah.
And no, there was flights, but there was no accommodations and no tickets to the event. But I booked a flight anyways and told my team I was going. They said, you can't. Like, okay, well, I'm going. So I went, which probably wasn't the best move for my career at the time. I still got a contract after that, but they didn't want me back after that.
Oh, wow.
They didn't accept me back to the team after that. It's like, okay, humbling. But my goal was to play 5 different seasons in 5 different countries anyways. Anyways, I went to the Olympics and to watch my buddy. And the day before, I still had no ticket to the event and no place to stay, but I was going no matter what. Like, I'll sleep in a bank if I have to, in like the bank machine area or something. I was going to too.
Oh my God. How old were you at that time?
26 or something. Yeah.
Your body can handle it, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care. I'll make it work.
Was it summer or winter?
Yeah, winter.
Oh,
yeah, Winter Olympics for freestyle skiing. Yeah. So then, but my buddy went on the news. He told the story about his friend coming because none of his family members came or anything because there's no accommodation, no tickets. So like, but I just risked it. And he said it on the news, and this guy from here, he's a beauty, Jeff, and he contacted me. So my buddy told the story. What's going on? My best friend's coming, and he's got no tickets, no accommodation. So within 20 minutes of that, somebody called. This guy from Coca-Cola called my buddy's mom, and through her offered me accommodation and tickets to hockey games. And so I went to Torino. I had full accommodation with Coca-Cola and tickets to the event, tickets to hockey games, tickets to parties, and had the best time. Yeah, so it all worked out.
Well, you just you just took a risk.
Yeah.
Most people don't take risks.
No, so no problem there. But then I went back after the Olympics.
Yeah, and they were like, no, we don't want you.
And I was on the bench the rest of the year.
But you got paid, right?
I got paid.
So you got paid for nothing, right? That's you could have had another, do something else.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
you work very hard in your life, right? And it shows. Well, I mean, you slack off in some places, right? But but like the way I'm looking at your life, you're very consistent, right? You took risks all the time.
Yeah.
You went and got experiences that most people don't have, and then you're a risk taker to some degree. All right?
Yeah, 100%.
What is your advice for people who want to be an actor and who want to be in sports? Because we have both of the knowledge, right? So what are some of your advice for somebody who's, let's say, was your age when they started? What can you pass on to them?
What, my age now? Or
no, younger.
When they were younger.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I would say just keep going in the sport. Or so if you're a musician, I recently had a musician ask me this actually. He's like, I want to be an actor.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, you're an awesome musician.
Yeah.
Plays for Chase the Bear in Vancouver actually. And I'm like, if you want to be an actor, just keep going on your path.
Yeah.
And keep those intentions of being an actor, and maybe keep train or whatever you have to do, but just stick with your passion now.
Yeah.
And then I believe it'll just fall into place eventually with acting.
Yeah.
So that'd be my advice. Just keep going in your path now, and set that intention, plant the seed in your head that you will be an actor down the road. And I believe if you just keep on going towards what you want, it'll just happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you say believe, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about a daily routine of thinking about what's happening? What is that?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Now I like to think it's more like knowing, but it's still the belief that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not super structured. I do well when I'm structured with sports and stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, just the belief.
Yeah.
And I write my list every day.
Yeah.
Like on Sundays, I start my list and then try to reach most of my tasks for the whole week.
Yeah.
So I guess structure or tasks or whatever you got to do, but just keep on going towards your intention and believing it. So, which is hard in our reality.
Yeah, it is.
Because full-time jobs and this and that, it's hard to actually remember, like, this is what I want. This is the passion. Yeah.
What about sports? What do you have advice for sports? People who want to get into sports.
Oh yeah. You're gonna be not without swearing. You're gonna be we're gonna be crappy. You're gonna be terrible. You're gonna be not very good for a while.
Yeah.
So just keep going.
Yeah.
So maybe you start off, you're talented, but then it's just a grind. Just keep on going if you have the passion for it. Yeah. Good question. I don't know if I have it. What is my best advice? Just keep going.
So have you read? Do you have 3 books that you think are good for people to start or no?
Oh,
have you read any books that you change your whole perception and thoughts and things like that you can talk about?
Yeah, for that, that changed my reality actually.
What is the book?
Many Lives, Many Masters.
Many Lives, Many Masters.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. I've never heard about that before.
Yeah. So I studied psychology in university and then started getting interested more in that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I had some mind-blowing experiences where I believe I died and came back to life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I felt like I changed a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I read this book. This book fell in my lap. Many Lives, Many Masters. I forget the author.
Yeah.
He was a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And he would hypnotize people, and he would heal people, and he swore he could heal anybody.
Yeah.
But then he met this one person who he couldn't heal.
Yeah.
And then after a year or so, and then he would hypnotize her, and then she'd go back into, which she didn't realize at the time, but then it was to past lives. Started getting back into past life stuff.
Yeah.
And then one time he hypnotized her, and she went back into a past life where she's like, oh, I forget exactly, but she was running through her village, like hundreds of years ago or something. She was running, and the water came, and she drowned, and she's dead. Oh, boof. And then, but she was deathly afraid of water, and like even drinking water. So. And then after she went back into her past life through this hypnotization, she was no longer afraid of water. So then this guy, the psychiatrist who was not a believer of any past life stuff, wrote a whole book about all of his experiences. And that was Many Lives, Many Masters. And now there's a bunch of different other books. So that one was one of them.
I got to check it out.
Yeah.
How did it change your life?
Just more keep an open mind to
The reality.
reality of maybe there's something other than just skin and bone.
Yeah.
And then that was a whole different path, and now I'm on.
I like what you say, there's more reality to skin and bone.
Yeah.
Most people, they're limited to the physical body because they don't see anything. There's the whole other stuff out there.
Exactly.
Right?
Okay, can I say one more thing about what I would give advice to?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So, if you could visualize it in your head, because I used to visualize a lot and then do it.
Yeah.
Even before a serve, in my mind, I'd know where I'd want it to go. So if I say I was behind the line in beach volleyball, I was about to serve, I would visualize what I was going to do and then open my eyes and do it. So I'd take a breath with my eyes closed and visualize what I was going to do and then open my eyes and do it. Yeah. So I believe if you can do it, if you go visualize it, you can do it. So that's my advice. Visualize all the positive stuff happening and then just do it. And I got way better once I learned to visualize. Way, way, way better. Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. Actually, my coach taught me to visualize back when we were skiers, and then I would just do what I visualized, and then it became national champion and stuff. Yeah. And then I forgot about that for a while,
Yeah.
and then I started doing it later. Like, oh, this makes a big difference. So visualizing is key. One piece of advice, visualize it.
Visual.
Believe it. Yeah.
I heard that from some other guy when I was in Winnipeg. He's a Olympic champion. He did that. He visualized everything.
Yeah.
And it works because your brain doesn't know the difference,
Yeah,
right? It
exactly.
cannot differentiate to
Exactly.
experience. And then I guess you bring it to your reality. But
Exactly.
It's
just
beautiful.
just like that, the negative characters I did, and I was
Yeah.
visualizing that.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like it. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
visualize the positive. So, yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about before we end the show?
Wow. I could talk forever, so I'm good. Thanks for your time, Z.
Anyway,
Yeah.
pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, pleasure too.
And how can people find you if they want to find your stuff, or where can they find your, if you want Facebook pages and things like that, if they're interested about, who you are, how can people find you?
Through Instagram.
Yeah.
My Instagram is Murf.
Yeah.
Laidlaw, so Murf.
Yeah.
Laidlaw.
Yeah.
That's my Instagram. And on Facebook, just Murray Laidlaw.
Yeah.
Murray. LAI.
Okay.
It's got to be shorter, but
Yeah,
it's just-
make it shorter.
I'll make something eventually.
Okay, it's a pleasure having you on.
Z, cheers.
Hope to
Thanks.
see you soon, and then maybe we do some projects all together.
I would love that.
Okay.
Cheers. Wish you the best.
Thank you very much. So many cameras to look at. Thank you very much for joining us, and we're gonna see you on our next episode. I hope you're having an amazing day, and learn to follow your passion, not to give up, and be persistent, because you know what is going to have amazing results for you. Life is short. You never know how long you're gonna be here. Do something you love, because you're always happy. What do you say to that?
I love that. Do something you love. I love it.